Part 2. I remembered back to when the system first assigned me to win over Adrian Bennett. Back then, Bella had run off with her love, leaving Adrian, this tragic second lead, to drown his sorrows in alcohol every night. The system had pointed to the drunken man passed out in the corner and said he was my target. I needed to reach 100% affection to return home. I didn't understand why love from a man was the only way to succeed, but I tried. If going home meant this was the path, then I'd play along. I started with the basics. He drank himself sick at the bar, so I'd apologize to everyone, clean up his mess, and even help him get home. He'd talk about Bella's favorite desserts, so I took baking classes to learn his tastes. But he never even looked at the treats I painstakingly made. They went straight to the trash. He warned me never to imitate Bella, that I wasn't even worthy of standing in her shadow. I never made desserts again, though I did start learning to cook. Adrian's stomach couldn't handle late nights, so I made balanced meals and brought them to his office. Maybe my food wasn't bad because he eventually started tolerating me around him. Those were the most peaceful days we had together. His affection climbed all the way to 98%. Just as I thought I'd be able to go home soon, one night of reckless drinking ended in my pregnancy. And Adrian, pressured by his family, married me. His affection plummeted. He believed I had tricked him, that I'd gotten pregnant on purpose, trapping him. Funny how he conveniently ignored who didn't bother to use protection that night. He and Bella were alike in that way, both needing to lay blame on others. Did that make their guilt easier to bear? How ridiculous. I'll never understand it. I followed Adrian through the door of Bennett Manor, and there on the sofa, looking utterly relaxed, was Bella. Adrian and Jonah each played their part. Adrian brought over a plate of cut-up fruit and fed Bella piece by piece, while Jonah sat by her feet, grinning with his big toothy smile as he massaged her legs. If they had tails, they'd surely be wagging them by now. When Adrian turned and noticed me, his expression turned stern. He grabbed a file from the coffee table and threw it in my face. Rising with a towering, intimidating presence, he glared at me. "Vanessa, I can handle you throwing a tantrum, but harming Bella? That's unforgivable. You set up that fake kidnapping just to get my attention? If something happened to Bella, you'd be rotting in jail." I bent down, picked up the scattered pages, and read through them, unable to hold back a laugh. It was just a statement from the kidnapper, nothing more. If Adrian had even the slightest bit of faith in me, he'd look into the bank account used to pay the kidnappers and realize I was innocent. But people only see what they want to see. Bella, sensing my reaction, sprang from the sofa and gripped Adrian's sleeve in a panic. "Adrian, I'm fine, really. You don't need to get so worked up. It would be horrible for Vanessa to end up in jail." Before she could finish, my hand lashed out, slapping her hard across the face. The crack of the slap echoed through the entire room. Just as the edges of my vision began to fade, Ethan's fist collided with Adrian's face, snapping him out of it. His grip loosened, and I slumped to the floor, gasping for air. I shot a glare at Ethan, my reluctant savior, who looked back at me, clearly unsatisfied, and landed another punch on Adrian. She almost died. Do you even get that? You almost killed her. Adrian looked stunned, rubbing his wrist as if deciding whether to hit back. But after a moment, he shoved Ethan aside, casting me a conflicted look before averting his gaze. So what if she died? She shouldn't have messed with Bella in the first place. Download NovelMaster and search 62598 to read more.